以巴冲突爆发以来，多国爆发大规模抗议游行。从最初的谴责暴力、声援人道主义，演变为亲以色列及亲巴勒斯坦两派阵营对立。这股情绪从中东、欧美延烧到亚洲乃至东南亚。刚刚在10月24号，邻国马来西亚首都吉隆坡有一场声援巴勒斯坦大集会，近2万人出席。首相安华亲临现场，厉声斥责西方与以色列在加沙的行为，并喊出“斗争到底”的口号。
It is the level of insanity to allow people to be butchered, babies to be killed, hospitals to be bombed, and schools to be destroyed. This is the height of barbarism in this world.
这已经不是吉隆坡市民对以巴冲突的第一次反应。上个星期天，吉隆坡独立广场前已经有万人集会声援巴勒斯坦。更早之前，也有好几百人在星期五的伊斯兰教主麻日集体礼拜后游行到美国大使馆，抗议美国支援以色列。印度尼西亚首都雅加达也出现大规模抗议集会，总统佐科也在事后公开表态。
Secara khusus, saya ingin menyampaikan keprihatinan yang mendalam atas perkembangan situasi di Gaza. Tindakan kekerasan harus dihentikan. Kita tidak boleh lupa akar masalahnya adalah pendudukan wilayah Palestina oleh Israel.
以巴冲突所引发的情绪看似在东南亚穆斯林社群中延烧起来。印尼、马来西亚、文莱这3个以穆斯林居多的亚细安成员国，原本就同以色列没有正式外交关系。此时面对民间情绪的压力，就这场冲突明确表态支持巴勒斯坦。新加坡则第一时间谴责哈马斯的恐怖主义行为，并强调我国的内部团结绝不能够受外部事件所左右。
Hamas's attack on Israel, attacking and massacring civilians, is a massive terrorist attack. And this extreme violence must be condemned in clear, unequivocal terms. It is possible to deeply sympathize with the plight of the Palestinians and yet still unequivocally condemn the terrorist attacks carried out in Israel. These atrocities cannot be justified by any rationale whatsoever, whether of fundamental problems or historical grievances. We must not let these events happening externally affect the internal situation within Singapore. We must in Singapore maintain our racial and religious peace.
以巴冲突发生后，亚细安各国的立场虽然不完全一致，却无外于成员国之间以及整个组织与中东地区的合作关系。10月17号首次召开的亚细安海湾阿拉伯国家合作委员会峰会上，各方在经济、文化等各领域达成多项协议，并针对以巴冲突发表联合声明，呼吁停火、保护平民、恢复对加沙水电粮食药品供应，并和平解决双方的冲突。
The nuances and the way the different countries express their views will not all be the same. But to the extent that there is a consensus, it's expressed in the ASEAN statement. And I think that it's helpful to have such a stand. We have to pay attention to it, yes. But at the same time, we have to understand we have different perspectives. And, well, we get along and respect one another's perspectives and also respect one another.
Religious belief, of course, has the potential to challenge ASEAN's centrality. And of course, we know that ASEAN's credibility will also be affected if it's unable to maintain that sort of unity within the grouping. I think ASEAN may find itself in a difficult situation to remain neutral, as much as we always strive to have a neutral position within that regional grouping, because we know that several of ASEAN member states are clearly not neutral. when it comes to this particular issue, and that domestic pressure will prevent countries from keeping silent on issues that actually matters to the people, particularly those involving people of the same faith. The latest conflict has clearly demonstrated that ASEAN is very diverse as it is, and it is increasingly having to face some difficult decisions and choices in a more fragmented and divided world. So this conflict certainly has the potential to not only divide countries based on religious lines, but also may actually add to the complexity of the global security architecture. We can expect the protests in many countries, including Malaysia and Indonesia, to intensify with deeper divisions within the countries. And I think it might even trigger domestic hate crimes against the Jews, the Christians, or even the Muslims. So governments in the region and around the world will need to keep a heightened alert against anti-Semitic and Islamophobia hate attacks. So we can also expect the threats of terrorism and targeted violence to increase should there be a surge in Islamist propaganda. So definitely we need to have enhanced security in religious places such as synagogues or churches, or even at certain embassies such as the US or Israel.
林威林认为，我国政府目前不允许游行，并不代表民众对这场冲突会无动于衷。新加坡政府一方面需要关注安全局势，另一方面也需要加强对话。
There has been an increased number of social media postings, showing the atrocities in the Middle East. And I think this can actually spark a lot of empathy and a lot of sympathy from the Muslim population in Singapore. And it might also affect social coherence in that sense. So I guess Singapore, as a result of this, has encouraged more inter-religious and more intercultural dialogues to actually help to promote mutual understanding and respect, rather than having the country be divided based on the religious lines.